I'll call the meeting to order. North Sherborn Water Sewer District Commission meeting, April 1, 2026. It is 7:03 p.m. And I will go through the agenda. The first item is to the minutes, but I think we'll again move those to the end of the meeting.
Okay.
And then it's review and discuss the what we have left of the bylaws, although I think they're in fairly good shape. Also the water and sewer regulations, drought management, water conservation documents, whatever we can get done tonight. And then I have a item for questions from the public. And then we can, if there is one, get an update on the intermunicipal agreement with Framingham, discuss general startup information, and I left water system operator considerations on the agenda, although we're kind of on hold with that for the moment. Is there any other item that was not anticipated 48 hours in advance that anyone has? Okay, hearing none. Can I move to accept the agenda as written?
Yep.
And someone want a second?
Second.
And roll call vote. Andrea, aye. Josh?
Aye.
Marion?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
We have Matt. Yay. Matt?
Yep. Aye.
Cool. Okay. Great. Well, let's unless someone has anything else that is important, let's get right into the discussion of the regulations, the draft regulations that we're working on. And I just want to make it that these are working drafts. We have a lot of work ahead of us to get through, a lot of documents in a short period of time with a really tight deadline. So we're not going to take public comments tonight on these as we work through them, but there will be time for the public to comment at some point in the future. And we're happy for anyone in the public that is here listening, because we want to hear from you, but we just have a boatload of work to make this deadline. So with that, I'd like to, I think we had a little bit of work left to do on the water regulations. And then hopefully we can get through the sewer and then see what we have time for after that.
Okay.
But I think there were a couple items that that remained to be discussed.
Yeah.
Other regs. And I don't know who, other than me, can put them up on the screen and we can go through.
Well, I've got the water regulations as of the last meeting, which was 3/16. I mean, essentially all I did was download the copy just now off of the SharePoint, so I can share that if you want.
That'd be awesome. I think we put a few questions in there. What do we put them in, red or at the bottom? I can't remember.
Yeah, they're in red, I think.
Okay.
Or highlighted, one of the two.
All right. Well, first let me alter this one. Okay, so let's see here. Most of this was all.
Hey, Matt, did you have a chance to check your comments against the regulations, or do you have any questions about that?
So that's what I'm looking for. I got the notes that we put in. I don't think I had any other questions, or what were I don't remember what the questions were. Driving. Well, I stopped. I'm in the process of going home.
Gee whiz. Never stop, huh?
It's been a long winter.
So I think that
Uh,
we included a lot of what
Yep.
was in there. The questions we had on there, I think, are just in red, so we could probably just go through and hit those.
Well,
yeah,
I have an issue with paragraph B.
Yep.
Okay.
yeah. I have a note here that says Marion to wordsmith, but I'm guessing with what the stuff we've been dealing with that you probably didn't wordsmith this in the
I have not got it
in the
wordsmith,
interment.
but I'll
Yeah.
just remind you of what I am going to do. The reason that I wanted to wordsmith it is that the bylaws and in our intentions, actually in the legislation, uh, we are obliged to allocate capacity to a property or a project once it has passed all the hoops and in the town and has all the agreements, all these approvals, I should say, of the committee that has to approve it, like the ZBA or the planning board. Once it has those approvals, uh, by order of the legislation, we need to allocate the water. As long as there's capacity, reserve capacity available, we're obliged to allocate the water to that development. But to actually give a final approval of the water service, we have to see the engineering plans and a lot of details that a resident or developer need not have all those details in place when they apply for the capacity, a certain number of gallons that they want to use. So it's really a two-step process that we outlined in the bylaw. And I thought that the same two-step process should be reflected in this paragraph. And exactly what documents, since these are the regs now, what documents are required for that first phase? Just putting in an application for for allocation of capacity. And then the second phase is getting approval, putting in an application for approval of their engineering plans so they can go ahead and build. It's really like two different things. So I thought what I am still going to do when I have time is to rewrite paragraph B so that it reflects those two stages. And I'll get help from people who know better, like Jeremy, Josh, and Matt, as to what should be included in the final approval. What level of engineering plans and that sort of thing. Does that make sense?
Yes. I'm just reading it right now.
And this is too vague. This is even more vague than the bylaws. So I think since this is the regulations, people have to be able to read this and figure out, okay, this is how it works, and this is what I need.
All right. I'm gonna look at that one better.
Yeah, and we can confer on that. I'm happy to wordsmith it, as long as I know exactly what to put in there. And I'm sorry I didn't get a draft done just because I didn't have time yet.
So that one, we will discuss, an updated draft next time. And then we can move down to the next, I think the next piece, C, was, Matt had a comment that's added at the end of paragraph C, and there was some discussion about whether it should be included or why there was sizing, or I don't know, Josh, you can take it from here. We can get Matt.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just reading.
So, which paragraph? What section are we in? Because
Oh,
I
sorry.
have the
Yeah, it's probably either, it's section 4, water service.
There you go.
And it's
C.
it's C. We just talked about B, but now we're talking about C.
It's 1C under application
Yeah.
for water
Yep.
service.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I
Your
remember
com-
correctly, it was that there was a lot of specifics here about testing, which while I think our discussion last time was like the testing parameters are important to include somewhere, but this might not be the section because it seems like it ought to be a more general testing regulation and not specifically in this section.
Harder when we're taking this little piece out of context. Last time we kind of started from the beginning and um,
Yeah, Jeremy?
Yeah, and I think this overlapped with the fact that there was reference to Framingham standards, in particular their construction standards,
Oh, that's
which has
right.
a lot of detail regarding all the testing that's required, pressure testing, disinfection, bacterial testing, all to the American Water Works Association standards.
Yep.
So I think it's covered quite in detail by reference to Framingham standards, which you would follow as since you're a customer of Framingham.
Yeah, so if I remember correctly, what we wanted to do was essentially delete this sentence from here, but we didn't want to do it without your blessing, I guess, Matt, since this was your addition, and we wanted to make sure that you were okay with the explanation that effectively this is covered elsewhere.
That's fine.
Okay. All right, so I'll delete this.
do we need to reference the Framingham regulations here or no? Or is it probably is elsewhere in the
It
document?
was elsewhere. I remember we saw it somewhere, and
Oh,
then that covered.
Yeah, I think the idea was that there was a blanket coverage elsewhere in the regulations that basically just references that all the work is to be done to Framingham standards, which I think effectively Framingham will require anyways. So, um,
okay. I think the next section we were still talking about was somewhere around page 22. It was 15A.
15A. Okay, yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
that again Matt had thoughts on that were prescriptive in terms of the size of the meters and testing.
Team.
I guess we were thinking that all 1 meter.
Person shall repair and replace tamper with.
What did I have? I
Need
had
to
need
add.
to add the word maintained to number 1, 15A. Oh, that's my
Yeah.
number 1.
Size of meter required. Size of meter required shall be determined. Yeah, remember that second comment? We talked about that second comment. Size of meter required shall be determined by the owner and subject to the approval of the commission. What did we say about that was determined by, well, if it's determined by the owner, they would have to have it done by an engineer.
Yep.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
Please.
So I mean, your standard homeowners, I think there is a standard meter you'll be providing. You know, they'll have like a 2-inch water main service. So usually I think it's meters for connections over 4 inches or more that the applicant would then be required to provide sizing for. So you might want to
Okay.
just caveat it. I'm looking for Jeremy to agree with me.
So it is all new meters over 2 inches diameter shall be furnished, installed. All right, so that sentence there, it says all in the 15A is all new meters over 2 inches in diameter shall be furnished and installed by the property owner at their expense. It should say maintained too.
They
Okay.
shouldn't be installing them. I don't think homeowners typically install meters. Um,
No,
So who installs?
A
Our
licensed plumber,
operator?
yeah.
they would
licensed
hire
plumber.
someone.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, sorry. So then, can you say that again, Matt? All new meters over 2 inches diameter shall be.
Furnished, installed, and maintained. So if the meter leaks, a gasket breaks, it leaks, it needs to be fixed, right?
Mhm.
That shouldn't become the district's problem. That's the homeowner's problem.
Okay, furnished, installed, and maintained.
Mm-hmm. And then what else did I have?
And then you
And
had
that's in there.
you had size of meter required shall be determined by the owner and subject to the approval of the commission.
Yep, that's good.
So should I just add that sentence to the end of the
I think it's in there, right? It says the size of the meter required shall be subject to the approval of the commission. What I have
You said shall be
determined
determined by the owner and subject to the
to
approval of the
approval
commission.
by the commission. Yeah, because if they're building, if they're getting one feed to the building and it's filling multiple units, obviously they have to tell us what size meter that's going to be, right? We're not going to say it's a 2 inch or a 4 inch. They have to get it designed and submitted to us for approval.
Okay. So, all right. So shall be determined by the owner and subject to approval of the commission. All right. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah, I'm not good with the legal wording, so
No, no,
Yeah.
that's fine. But that's like you bring a technical comment and then we'll change the wording and then just make sure that everybody who is here understands and is okay with it.
Yeah. Perfect.
And then the last thing you have here is 1 meter shall be supplied for each water service pipe tapped to the district water main.
yes, that's how you regulate the water, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Should it be supplied or installed? Does supply imply that we're supplying it? I just want to make sure that we're not, because there used to be some language in there about us supplying. 1 meter shall be
I think installed is better.
Installed. Sure.
cool. Cool with that, Matt?
Yeah.
All right.
Jeremy,
Yeah,
I mean,
just
I'm
one
going to
comment.
assume off the bat this district's not supplying really anything, right?
good
Yeah,
assumption.
that
Yeah.
that was going to be my that
Jeremy?
was going to be my comment. You jumped on it. In the back a little earlier, it says all new meters over 2 inches. I think you should just say all new meters.
Okay.
Some municipalities like Natick, for instance, would have stock, 1/2 inch meters that they would supply, but that's not the case here. You're not going to have a stock room or any supplies like that. So
Okay.
just about
Oh,
everything would be supplied by the homeowner's contractor.
no,
Okay.
we're not going to have a big warehouse full of stuff to use.
Only if you have a big garage.
Okay,
Okay.
Well, that gets you off the hook, Andrea. I think it was going to be in your shed, right?
good.
All right. So is this paragraph look okay then?
Yeah.
Shall
Yep,
I accept all the changes
sure.
here?
Sure.
Because it didn't want to let me do that.
It's doing it again.
Yeah, right.
Then the other comment I have is the last sentence. It says, no unauthorized person shall remove, repair, or replace. Think you should put in like tamper.
I think we did.
Yeah, I think we already put in.
We
All right.
did, yeah.
I'm looking at my notes in the one I marked up, so I haven't printed out the
Okay.
newest one.
Yeah, we did that, Matt. I think we got that. Let me look at it.
I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
throwing things out there that I think of. So if I'm wrong, just let me know.
You
All
haven't
right.
been yet.
So the next one
Okay.
was E. I think 15E. I think we had something there.
Did
I
we?
don't, but there is no
Wait,
E. We
I don't
took it
even have a
out.
15E.
Yeah.
I
Um,
do.
um,
15E. Maybe we
oh,
got rid of 15E.
well, then let's go to D. I think we took out something before the last sentence. We took out the commission has the right to change the size of the meter without
Charge
change.
the
I can't read it.
Without
charge
charge to
to
the
the property.
Okay.
property owner.
Um, and then I think then the next sentence we should take out however and just say all costs. Because I think however has to do with that prior sentence we took out.
Okay. All right, cool.
Okay. I'm good with
I,
that.
I
Okay.
have where are we now? What section are we in?
We are in
15.
section 15, meters and meter testing.
Are we in section 4, 15?
15, yeah.
All right, so I have a comment on section 420, so don't go by it.
Yep.
Temporary hydrant meters.
Yeah, that one. That needs some wordsmithing, but that's a section I was talking about last time that we need to, it says shall be provided upon payment of deposit a hydrant meter and backflow preventer for the proper operation of the hydrant shall be provided upon payment of deposit in the amount established by the commission. So that's the part that I was saying we need to get rid of because we're not going to own a hydrant meter. It needs to say something like an approved hydrant meter needs to be installed, or I didn't, I guess, quoting it, wordsmith it.
So essentially, again, another one of those things where we're not providing it. You have to,
Yeah,
all right.
it needs to be used, and I think we need to approve it. And we need to inspect it before it goes on because someone's got to look at it and take down the information on it so we can later take down how many feet were used or gallons were used. So they can't just rent one, put it on, and start using it. If they rent one, we're going to have to look at it, inspect it, write down the reading, and then take a reading when they're done with it. If we're going to do this.
So should I say hydrant meter and backflow preventer shall be installed by the user and inspected by the commission?
Yeah, I think so. And then we're going to get into a question on whether or not our contractor is the one that inspects it. But I guess if it says inspected by commission, they're the commission representative.
Should we say approved by the commission?
What do you think about that line, Matt? You know what I'm getting at? Like, we're not going to have that meter, but how do we oversee that?
I'm reading that. I'm reading the paragraph now, trying to figure it out.
Okay.
So should be pursuant to an approval obtained by the commission. After assurance of the approval, a hydrant meter and backflow preventer. And that's where it gets screwed up, right? For the proper operation. Let me think about this for a minute. Because we're not supplying it, so we got to get rid of that money thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
For operation of the hydrant shall be provided upon payment of a deposit in an amount established by the commission. So no. How would we say
We
that?
just, we just strike that end part of it? Shall be installed by the user and inspected by the commission's or its representative, period.
Period.
Yes.
And then,
Yeah, so I then wait, so does that mean that no payment of a deposit will be necessary?
no, because I think the deposit,
Was if the commission was supplying it?
yeah, if it got broken, I think the way I read it, I forget where I read it. Maybe I was reading the Framingham regs, and it said a $2,000 deposit on temporary meters over 2 inches was required. When the meter is returned, the amount of water you used is calculated and the balance is
I got it.
returned.
Yeah, so that's a different setup than what we'll have.
Yeah, so we're putting 2 grand in our pocket. If we get it back
Um,
right, then we subtract how much water they used and send them the change.
all right. So Matt, since it sounds like you're on the phone, so you're not seeing what we have on screen here, the
Yeah,
sentence now says, after issuance of the approval, a hydrant meter and a backflow preventer for the proper operation of the hydrant shall be installed by the user and inspected by the commission or its representative. Period.
that's good.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
good. See, take the money thing out because we're not supplying anything.
Yeah.
And
You refer to the approval in the next sentence, though, shall be installed by the user, inspected and approved by the commission? Because you refer to the approval in the next sentence, and I'm not
Yeah, but
what.
the prior sentence said hydrant use for any other purpose shall only occur pursuant to an approval obtained from the
Got it.
commission.
Okay,
yeah,
you got
Yeah.
it. That's fine.
yeah.
All right.
And those things, as Matt knows, those meters and backflows come on and off the hydrant daily. So we don't have to really inspect the installation of it, just the unit, and get a baseline
Get a
number
base,
on
yeah,
it.
you get a baseline reading and then you get a reading at the end, and it tells you
Yeah.
how many gallons.
Okay.
All right.
I've used a lot of hydrant meters.
Yep.
I've never even seen a hydrant meter in my life. So.
I wish I
I'll
knew how
get you
to.
a nice picture of one.
I actually took one. We were on vacation, and my wife said to me, "What are you doing?" I said, "I have to take a picture of this meter and backflow attached to the hydrant because it's going to be for the commission." So I do have a picture. I just never shared it.
Well,
Cool.
this is what we meant when we said we need more technical expertise on this commission.
Yeah, we
Desperately.
got it with Matt.
With both of you
Oh,
too.
a lot of Matt, a little bit of me.
Section
Oh,
5, yeah, is in
Section
there.
5, fire protection.
There's a little note if you want to click on that. I'm curious what that says. Yeah.
Ask Sherborn Fire Chief if the town has standards.
Mm.
Section 5.
That was from January. I thought, didn't we
Yeah.
establish that we did that already?
I have reached out to him and he has reviewed it as well and did have um, a few comments. Let me get those. Um, Here, I'm gonna reach out right now and see if I can get those in writing or connect by the call via him.
So 4.
And really, I think it related more to FDCs on the side of the building versus um, this is talking about the pipe going to a building. And FDCs are the fire department connections where they
Yep.
can, okay.
I needed to know that.
Okay, it's the connection where a pumper truck can connect into a building and backflow their sprinklers. Usually it's proximate to a hydrant, so they can kind of load in sprinklers if they need to. So I know there's a specific um, model or threading he's looking for. Um, so it may come down to that number 3 on the construction standards related to private fire protection standards. So where it says fire pipes shall be constructed in accordance with the city of Framingham's construction standards, well, the pipes shall be.
That pretty much covers everything though, doesn't it? Framingham
Yeah,
standards, which are copying, state plumbing,
yeah,
mass
and I'm
fire safety.
getting kind of stuck where like those FDC connections I think are subject to the plumbing code. So I think we're okay here. But I can circle back.
Okay.
I think they're pipe fitters code, not plumbers.
Okay.
Actually, sprinkler fitters, which is a different code. I'm pretty sure it's a sprinkler fitter state code.
So instead of state plumbing code, you mean?
Yeah,
So sorry, say that again. Sprinkler
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 fitter.
fitters.
state code.
Mm-hmm. But I will confirm that.
Okay.
I call my buddy.
I think other than that, there were some references to MGLs and that were highlighted. I think that was the only outstanding issue.
Yeah. And the only one we didn't talk about, Matt, was I forget what section it was. 8? Is that section 5?
Enforcement.
I have one 8. Now I have an annual charge one. Remember we discussed this annual charge.
Oh, for the fire pipes.
Yeah. Yeah, for fire pipes. Yeah, so that was in that section number 8. Where was number 8?
Still on the fire
On the
stuff.
fire pipe.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
annual charge. Got it.
Yeah. Matt had a comment on his, please add annual charge of so much for 2-inch pipes and smaller and 4-inch pipes. And I think we decided, just so you know, Matt, we decided that that language, I think, gets put in with our fees, right? When we come up with that, our fee structure.
Okay.
So keep that one in mind when we do our fee structure.
Okay. All right. So is that pretty much it here? Yeah, a couple of MGL highlights.
I think that
Yeah.
was it.
All right.
Should we just at some point make sure, I did a little bit of this, but I don't remember which ones I checked. Make sure the MGLs are, Liz, you feel like the MGL referenced are the right ones?
Yeah, I can go back and double check. It's kind of my intent at the end, just in case. Yeah.
That's why you
Yeah.
highlighted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
That's
just
Good.
check. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Good.
Steve, you're gonna save this back up to the share drive and I
Yeah.
can get it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I'll put the old versions into a separate folder and then I'll put this one with today's date on it. Actually, I just saved it with today's date. I'll just need to put it into the shared drive. But I think if we're pretty happy with this, then we should probably vote to adopt these as draft water rules and regs.
I make a motion, we adopt these as draft water rules and regulations.
I'll second.
Roll call, Andrea, I, Josh,
Aye.
Marion,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Matt.
Aye.
Great.
All right.
All right, excellent.
Yeah, before we go on, just referring to the SharePoint, I discovered in the bylaws, which we approved a draft of last time, that there was a formatting and some Microsoft Word glitch error, and I just corrected it. And I will put it back up in the SharePoint, just so you know, when you see a new version, it hasn't been revised. It's just the format's been corrected.
Which one? This document?
This, no, the bylaw document.
Oh. Okay.
I
And I
think
haven't I
sorry.
haven't put it back up in SharePoint yet. I just fixed it today. So
Great. Um,
it'll
How do
be
you get into the SharePoint?
there's a link that Jeremy sent, and
Yeah,
I
I got a link a while ago and I've tried to open it a couple times and it wouldn't open. I don't know if I was doing it wrong.
it,
for me, it only opens with my Sherborn town email password. And I
Oh
think
yeah.
maybe that's the problem. I have
Okay.
uh, a email address that's sherburnmad.org. And you should,
Oh yeah.
well, you shouldn't need to because it's separate from the town, but just
Yeah.
for the purposes of SharePoint, it might be good. Maybe Jeremy uh, can guide you on that.
Yeah.
I have an email that I keep searching for, and then I'm able to open it. I can forward you that. I don't know that that's the most efficient way to keep doing it, but anyway, I
Yeah.
can
You
do
can
that.
bookmark it. I've got a bookmark.
Okay, that would be easier.
All right.
Um,
Once I get on, I'll have to bookmark it.
all
Even
right. So
even with the bookmark, it asks me for my Sherburne Matt email password.
Oh, really?
I
You may run into a
think
problem.
it does. I think it does ask me for a password as well, but I think I'm not sure which one.
Okay.
Anyway,
okay. Anyways, the one that we
I'll work on
just
it.
approved is now uploaded to the SharePoint with today's date on it.
Beautiful.
is that
Mhm.
something that Liz would also send to have reviewed by
Meepa.
MIPA and the water? Yeah,
Yes. Yep.
great. Yep. All right. All right. Can we take a look at the sewer regs and go through those?
Yeah, I think the most recent version of the sewer regs that I saw that I see is has a date of January 18. There is a version that looks like it was
Uh,
just modified by Jeremy 9 hours ago, so I'll just assume that that is in one way or another the most recent version.
okay.
I
So
I
My,
I downloaded a version from SharePoint that's drafted January 29th.
that's the one I have.
wait, what? Really?
It is a problem if we have multiple versions on the SharePoint, but uh, and I don't know which one is the latest, but it would be good if all those that are not the latest be put in a folder called Sewer
Okay.
Regs Drafts Folder Archive or something.
Wait,
No,
I don't see a version on the SharePoint that's January, what did you say, 29?
No, it wasn't dated 29th on the SharePoint, but it was dated 29th on the document.
Oh, on the
yeah, yeah.
document. Okay, okay. Let me open this one that I have and see what date it says. Oh yeah, this one says January 29.
Okay, good.
All
All right.
right. So let me screen share this.
Yeah, I should say right in the beginning before we dive into this that these regs are a little more complicated than the water regs uh, because well, it's like the water regs in the sense that the the developer who's installing the first phase of this is not obliged to install the entire system for the entire district. And that came up with the water regs because Meadowbrook Road is not serviced, and there may be a couple other properties that don't have the pipes in the street that they can access. And the same will be true of the sewer regs. The legislation really covers that. It the district established in the regulation establishes in theory that anyone there could get both water and sewer infrastructure. However, it also says in the legislation that any property that wants to access the water or sewer pipe in the public way has to have adequate pipes present in the public way. And it's not up to the developer to install those pipes throughout the district. You know, my engineering friends, especially Jeremy, has explained why that doesn't work and why it would be prohibitively expensive for this developer who's installing the first installation, let's say, of the sewer pipe. Uh, we're, we're assuming, we haven't seen any numbers, but we're assuming, it's safe to assume that it would be so expensive that they would simply walk away and we'd end up with no infrastructure at all. So I'm just kind of laying that groundwork. So we need to have in these regulations some acknowledgement that the initial sewer pipes are not going to be adequate for servicing every property, but the legislation allows every property to get sewer access if such pipes are installed. So once the initial pipes are installed to the two developments, any additional sewer pipes will have to be a betterment. So we maybe have to address that in the sewer regulations. Jeremy, you could help me with this. Am I on the right track here? The legislation doesn't address how the system is going to be engineered, basically. So we just have to bear that in mind and cover the kind of incremental possibilities that the sewer infrastructure could cover. First, of course, the developments, and those installations are the responsibility of the developer, Toll Brothers, Kennedy Wilson, you guys. But further additions, the district is going to have to deal with separately. Does that make sense?
I saw thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So somehow
This-
that has to be reflected in the regulations. That's why I'm mentioning it, because it makes the regulations a little more complex to write.
is it a given though that if somebody is going to add, let's say they're going to add a lot of sewer to the system, and the existing pipes aren't large enough, don't have enough capacity for it, isn't it just a given that they're going to have to redesign and redo
Yes.
everything as part of the betterment anyhow? So does that even need to be said?
Yeah,
Maybe not, Josh.
I don't think it needs to be. I mean, I don't think that generally speaking the regulations need to discuss what doesn't happen, right? All it really needs to discuss is if somebody wants to install a sewer system, what it needs to look like, or basically how it needs to be constructed or connected or whatever. Um,
Yeah, and that's it's covered in the bylaws in our commission district bylaws under betterments. So yeah, you're right.
yeah, I mean, it should be a given that the system needs to be designed to handle whichever whatever capacity it's meant to service, right? So,
Right.
um, okay. So has anybody actually gone through this document sort of line by line to uh, add comments and questions and things? Or are we effectively going through line by line right now? I will fully admit that I have not gone through it line by line, but I'm mostly relying on the technical expertise of others here. So me going through it line by line is
Okay.
probably not very useful anyways.
So
I-
for enjoyment, I read this today
Yay.
What a fun day.
because I had nothing else to read. today.
Yeah.
It's pretty basic from what I see. There was a section 2 definitions and acronyms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Building sewer, also referred to as house connection, service lateral. There's just one sentence I don't understand. I don't understand what we're trying to say, which is the last one. The building sewer begins 10 feet outside the inner face of the building foundation wall and extends
Yep.
to and
Ugh.
includes the connection to the. I don't understand the 10 feet.
That's where you're jurisdictional to the plumbing code. So that's where my scope stops as a civil engineer.
Okay,
And the
yep.
plumbing code starts, and then from the 10 feet out to the right of way would be your building sewer. And then everything in the right of way could be public,
Okay.
or your private sewer, I guess I should say.
So it shouldn't be the building sewer. It should be the public sewer begins 10 feet outside the foundation wall.
No, you don't own what's on private land.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if I had like a tree growing on top of my lateral before it gets to the right of way, that's my problem, right? Not the town's problem or the district's problem. So this is saying, just kind of defining that um, section that's from the property line in. Um,
So there's like three different sewers. There's the plumbing inspector's sewer, which ends 10 feet out. There's
Right.
the homeowner's sewer that goes
That's
from
through
10.
his property.
Yeah,
yep,
yeah. And then
And
there's
then
ours.
it's the town sewer from back of sidewalk, which we don't have. So which would be what, edge of road?
it's the property line usually,
Yeah.
Okay.
wherever that may be.
So I understand all that. I just think it's a little confusing if you read it to me, but
Yeah, I mean,
Okay. Building sewer begins 10 feet. Okay.
Liz, is that just standard language that civil engineers use?
I probably got it from Framingham, so I guess we could simplify it by taking out that plumbing code designation and just define it as the sewer that traverses private property to the building.
Did these come from Framingham or Natick? Did we get the regs
Natick
from
didn't have
Natick?
anything for me.
Oh,
I
yeah.
reached out and
No way.
they said, no, we don't have
Okay.
anything.
All
So,
right.
I'll take a
That's
look at
easy.
that again and see if I can rephrase that somehow.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
I know that code. I do the same thing, civil engineer. I go 10 feet to the building, I dig a hole to the foundation, and the plumber sticks his pipe out and I connect onto it. It's just a little confusing if you read it. I'll think about it.
All right. I'll leave a comment there just so
Yeah,
if you
Matt, to think about how to phrase that.
And just a note, I went through these, wrote down a lot of notes. We put all my comments in this at a previous meeting a long time ago. So I could probably read through it. I might find something else, but I know I already went through it and
Okay, great.
we went through all my comments. So
Wait a minute, why did I think that this was the first time we've looked through the sewer regs?
I don't know. I don't think I have much on it,
Okay.
but maybe we bolted through it.
All right. So I'll kind of cruise quickish on the assumption that I guess Josh and Matt, you guys have both looked through everything at least once, so any major abnormalities or issues you probably would have flagged by now. Oh yeah, because we have an approved comment here already.
We got to look at the license drain layer too.
Yeah,
Definition.
I think we talked about that. Where is that? That was part of my,
I
oh
don't,
yeah,
I don't
that means,
understand the last phrase under licensed sewers, licensed drain layer. Um, it doesn't seem to be a proper sentence. Um, up until on public or private property within the town of Natick is fine. This license will extend to the district.
Essentially, because the district is not licensing anybody. I think there was a question here, and then I mean this comment has been closed, so we've had this discussion at some point, even though I don't remember it.
yeah,
But Andrea made a comment that said the commission will not be licensing anyone; they should be licensed by the Commonwealth. So
right. And
essentially, it's just saying that the licensed drain layer's license will automatically extend to being licensed within the district.
Right. It's just that that last phrase is written as a complete sentence, not a phrase. So it just needs to be reworded a little bit.
Well, what if I just make it its own sentence?
Yeah.
A sentence would be great.
And I think what I came up with on that, one of the changes was that I think it was a comment to Andrew's comment, is that I don't think the state licenses train layers, different municipalities, quote
Correct.
unquote, license
Okay.
like that.
All right.
So they would have to
So,
be approved by Natick
right.
to work on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or,
Okay.
or Framingham, I would say.
Yeah, we didn't get these regs from Natick, but I think it has to be approved by Natick, right? Because Natick is the sewer arm of this.
I haven't seen your IMA. So Framingham regulations specifically stated any user that ties into our system has to follow our regulations. I did not see that on the Natick end. It is in their benefit to review these, but I haven't
Hmm.
been looped into any conversations that have said it's required yet.
Sounds like a good idea.
I mean, in the beginning, there's really only one user, one contractor, and one user of all these regulations. And I think until we are petitioned by anybody else to hook into the sewer, I don't think we are going to have much. Many times we're going to this document.
Yeah, but it should still be generally applicable, right? So,
Some of
Right,
this
right.
is required, yeah. So we do
yeah.
have to demonstrate we have a I&I policy, and that we're not allowing industrial flow in. So some of that is just kind of buttoning up those
Yeah,
requirements. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'm not saying we don't need the document. It's just I don't know how nitpicky we need to get.
Yeah. All right. Shall we continue scrolling?
Hmm.
Scroll, scroll, scroll. Okay, those are all the
Section
definitions.
3, stop, hold.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a comment on the connections and capacity. It's a little bit like my analogous comment on the water
Okay.
regs. That is, no person shall connect to or enter the district system without commission approval. That's fine. Sewer connections will be permitted only if the commission determines that available capacity exists. And capacity there is a little bit ambiguous because the capacity has two meanings, really. There's the capacity as defined in the legislation, which means, the total amount of sewer that we're allowed to give to Natick. And the district legislation and then also based on engineering standards, flow rate, et cetera. I think it should be sewer connections will be permitted only if the commission determines that, first of all, appropriate pipes are available, appropriate pipes with available capacity. Well, maybe I should back up a little. Will be written only if the commission determines that available sewer capacity exists. And capacity is already defined in the legislation as the total amount of volume that Natick will approve. And so we could refer to both the district legislation and the Natick intermunicipal agreement there.
And based on engineering standards or?
Yeah, perhaps a new sentence would be better, but and based on engineering standards, flow data, and projected future needs. And I'm not sure how projected future needs should be interpreted there. That's a little tricky.
Yeah, actually, I would probably eliminate projected future needs.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But I would definitely include engineering standards, flow data, and you guys know better than I what else should be in there. That is, we want to make sure that an applicant knows that not only does the available volume capacity need to exist, but also
Here,
the engineering standards.
base would be B.
And by flow data, do you mean projected volume of flow, or it could be flow in the public pipe,
Yeah, so
or
typically
which
you're
one?
going to have a master meter at the end of your line. So I would think if somebody was coming in and trying to demonstrate, if you're getting up there and on your capacity wise, I would think if someone's trying to come in and demonstrate you have capacity, they would get those meter records. So that's your flow data that they would have.
Okay, so that's okay.
Yeah, and I mean that second sentence, the all connections shall comply with applicable district MWRA and Mass DEP requirements and made at the owner's expense. I mean, we could tighten that up to say um, WRC approvals or, something like that as well.
All right, and
Or
also,
IMAs as well. There's so many documents there to covering this. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. But the meaning of the term capacity there, I think, is not clear. So the capacity would be determined, available capacity might be determined by the flow data and also by the IMA with Natick. And also by the district legislation that
This isn't
distinguishes.
unusual. So a lot of communities have set limits when they're tributary to, say, a wastewater treatment plant or something. So it's not unusual when a new development comes in that they have to go and get like double check and say, do you have capacity for me? Even though there may be capacity in the sewer. They're looking at the end of line treatment in that case. And in your case, it's going to be your agreement. So I'm seeped in this stuff, so I might be a little bit, I think, it gives you the commission the authority to talk about capacity, but we could tighten up the definition.
Yeah, I
I've
don't think,
just had to evaluate it both ways, like what can I fit in a pipe, and then also what's this community's allocations. So it
that's
could,
exactly right. Yeah, I
yeah.
think that just, I'm always for clarity, no matter what. So people really understand what we're asking here.
And is it true like that the pipe doesn't matter that much because if they're gonna put that much in the pipe, they're gonna have to upgrade the pipe according to the design criteria. It's mostly what's going out. Will Natick take it, right?
Well,
Um,
it's also the pipe, as far as I understand. It's also the caliber of the pipe and how many uses are already on it.
Yeah, that
Regardless,
that I assume would be falling under the engineering standards
yes,
phrase here, right?
Yeah.
So
that's
it,
right. Yeah.
I
um,
think they could always they could always pay to increase the size of the pipe. It's really what we can give to Natick.
That's right. In
That
terms of,
I think that's what governs how much flow Natick will allow, right? Because the pipe is
Yeah.
designed to carry X amount of gallons a minute, X, and Natick's saying you can only dump 10 gallons a minute in here. So they'll downsize the pipe to keep the flow down, but still have to be big enough to take the capacity of what they're building.
right. So I think it would just be good to try to capture that here. Um, I, we might say that available capacity and appropriate infrastructure in the public way exists, or, based on engineering standards and flow data. Because it's not only the capacity of what Natick can take, it's the capacity of the infrastructure of the system that they're connecting to.
I know. I guess what I was saying is, do we have to tell them that? I mean, when they design their system, that's up to them to design the system and make it all work. They can't just connect an increase in flow into too small a pipe. It's not our responsibility. That's them. If they would own everything from where they connect in to the town line.
Oh, you're right.
And
Yeah, you're right. But
do we have anything to do with that, or is that just all an engineering
Yeah, to me
problem?
that's engineering, right? I think to me it's like the regulation essentially should be subservient to the engineering standard, right? And so if the engineering study says, well, if you want sewer here, then what currently exists will require you to do something different, and then they have to design something different that will work essentially, right? I don't
Right.
think that we need to spell that out in the regulation itself.
No, and our job is just to make sure we don't let that area generate more than what will go into Natick, what Natick will accept, right? Isn't
that's
that
right.
our job?
Yeah,
So
which
there you're
which
using the term capacity in that sense then, what Natick will accept. Is that
That's
correct?
what I'm looking at.
yeah,
Yeah, not the
Yeah.
pipes, not the materials or
yeah.
anything in the ground.
And
Okay,
to me, capacity has been defined by the IMA, right? Which
that's right.
here, when we say all connections shall comply with applicable district requirements, well, the IMA would be part of the district requirements. We could insert it into the list here with district MWRA and MSDEP, but it would be somewhat redundant. I guess, like Liz said, we could add the WRC in here as well if we wanted to. It's, but we can we can we can throw in a bunch of because I could say applicable district, comma WRC.
Well, it's really not so much the WRC, it's more the IMA with Natick that
Right.
defines capacity. I wouldn't put WRC, but I would put, um, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, we could reference the IMA, but it's like the IMA is already an overarching document that is sort of determining what we can and can't do anyways for this entire regulation, right? So it's like we don't have to reference the special legislation that established the district either, right? Because nothing that we do here can work outside of what the special legislation tells us to do, right?
yeah, you're right.
So essentially it's like although although the language here might be not precise, it doesn't mean it's not accurate, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's right. But, I always just like to make it obvious for someone looking to hook up, they read these regulations, they should understand what they mean.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could specify. I mean, essentially, I think what Josh and Matt are saying is that the commission determines that available capacity exists. Essentially, that phrase basically leaves it up to the commission to make that determination, which will effectively be based on the IMA determining, right? Because the available capacity will depend a little bit on, all right, well, is the person that's connecting an existing user within the district as of October 17, 2023, right? So
Yeah,
let us say that the Meadowbrook residents decide to vote for a betterment and establish an entire new sewer system that runs down Meadowbrook, right? Well, the capacity is already built in to the IMA for all of those users because they are already pre-existing, right? And that would be very different from if somebody decides to build, you know, a big development in the MBTA zone, and they wanted to add something that's not existing right now. They would be looking at a very different portion of the available capacity,
yeah,
right?
you're very right. So,
Right. So we don't need to spell all of that out here because it's basically spelled out in the IMA. We could spell it all out here for the sake of clarity, but it might also end up being confusing when somebody looks at this and then there's all of these different considerations and then that ends up being more confusing. I don't
right,
know.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I totally agree with you, actually, but I just realized what it is that's really bothering me here.
Okay.
Um, that determined that available capacity exists. We agree, we know what capacity is based on engineering standards. The capacity, whether the capacity exists or not, is not based on engineering standards.
Okay. How about
So,
and
Yeah, yeah.
and based on engineering
yeah, sorry, that was an easy fix.
Yeah, yeah. Because
I
it's
said
really
it
based
20 minutes
on
ago.
what's that?
I said it 20 minutes ago. No, okay.
Oh, were you on mute?
Yeah, maybe.
Missed it. Yeah, because really it just comes down to um the IMA and how much we're using, and you just do the math.
And what are the pipes available in the street? And uh whether they can accept that volume of whatever it is that's coming out.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So are we okay with
Okay,
how
I'm okay
that
with this now.
paragraph reads now? Do we want to add any more to the list of applicable requirements? Or is District MWRA and Mass DEP okay?
I, I think that covers it.
And district covers the IMA. District covers everything governing the
Yeah.
district, so that's
Okay.
covered, right?
Yeah,
All right. So now
Okay.
what's this add language, the ITA highlight here? What is that?
I do not know. That's not me.
Usually has the highlights.
I think there was a discussion because the ITA has that provision that if you have a private well, if you discharge to the sewer, you have to get your own ITA to do that.
Hmm.
Mm.
Um,
Oh,
I
that's right.
So
yeah,
who governs the ITA?
the Water Resource Commission.
So is that why you wanted to add WRC to the list there? Because if we add WRC, then that would essentially cover the fact that a new connection
Do that.
that
It's
is
so
coming.
much easier, right? I
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
can't, because
yeah.
that's a lot of words
Okay.
otherwise.
So just put that in there, right?
All right. Did we define WRC up here?
No,
No, so now I have to add one here.
Yeah.
the Massachusetts State Water Resource Commission, I think.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we've added WRC. All right, I went too far. Sorry, sorry, sorry.
Yeah.
All
So you
right.
have to get rid of the highlight.
Yeah. Delete that. Okay. All right. So we're okay with the connections and capacity paragraph now as it reads. Maybe Matt, I'll read this out loud for your benefit. No person shall connect or to or enter the district system without commission approval. Sewer connections will be permitted only if the commission determines that available capacity exists and based on engineering standards and flow data. All connections shall comply with applicable district, MWRA, WRC, and Mass DEP requirements and be made at the owner's expense.
That's still not a proper English sentence, but anyway, I'm not going to beat the dead horse here.
Wait, which one's not a proper sentence? The last one?
Yeah, it will be permitted only if the commission determines that available capacity exists and will be based on engineering standards.
Okay.
Because you need a new verb in there.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Moving on, moving on.
I had something on 7, like license drain layer.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Commission's standard bond form, which I don't believe, are we going to have that? Is that something? Maybe we will, but I just have it highlighted.
Yeah.
All sewer installation, repair, or maintenance work shall be performed by a licensed drain layer. A drain layer's bond, using the commission's standard bond form, as then in effect, must be submitted and approved to the commission and approved by the commission in advance
Uh,
of installation, repair, or maintenance.
so as then in effect means none because we don't have one in effect.
So what is a drain layer's bond?
Is Matt still on? Maddie's still on? I don't work with a
Yep.
lot of bonds.
So what is a drain layer's bond?
A drain layer's bond is if they're gonna run a drain line or a connection, it's just like a money deposit if it goes bad or the owner and the contractor fight and it's unfinished, the town has money to finish it. And it gets given back once the job is complete.
Mhm,
It's like an insurance policy.
Hmm.
mhm.
Matt, is it usually based? I can't remember. I've only dealt with these a little bit. Is it usually based on a percentage
Percentage
of
of
the
the value
proposed?
of the job.
Okay.
So is that something that we're gonna have?
Should that have some language in it about Natick? Again, like
Yeah.
Grand Layers Bond using the Natick town
It's
sewer standard bond form? What do you
it
think, Liz?
well, so you've already defined licensed trailer. This would be if the commission wanted to hold money in case, um, like Matt said, in case things go wrong. Uh, we could delete it, and as you develop applications, that could be a consideration. So,
Yeah, because you have a definition of a licensed drain layer, right?
yeah,
So let me see. Yeah, licensed drain layer, person authorized in writing by the town of Natick to install, maintain, and repair sanitary sewers and building sewers on public or private property within the town of Natick. This license will extend to the district. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and you can leave the specifics of the application to when you have an application. So
Yeah,
even if you decided to go down the bond route now, I don't think it has to be explicitly stated here. It could again be on that form when you have it or when you have an applicant come before you. I also don't know if DPW has their own requirements if they're trenching in the roadway as well.
yeah. So ours would just strictly cover the sewer pipe and installation, but not the street cut or the repaving or anything. That would be
Yeah,
covered
that
under the DPW.
DPW's jurisdiction. Yeah,
All
they
right.
his roads, right? Their roads.
Yeah. So maybe we don't need, do we need that second sentence at all in that paragraph, or do we just leave it?
So it would simply just say that all sewer installation, blah, blah, will be performed by a licensed drain layer. And that's the entire
Yeah,
thing.
You
I
could
guess
be
so.
more vague. A drain layers bond may be required at the discretion of the commission.
That'll work.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. May be required.
Trailers, nice.
That?
Mhm.
Okay.
Looks good.
All right. Scrolling, scrolling. Call a hold if you see anything. I see some highlights coming in here. All right.
Oh
What's
yeah.
this highlight? Repairs or replacement due to normal wear shall be at the commission's expense.
So, you'll see in the water conservation um, requirements. Oh, my dog is eating my trash.
No, no.
Sorry.
Good.
Uh,
It's a good thing you live close to the vet school.
right? Yeah. Um, okay. So, as part of the water conservation standards, there is a meter replacement like program that needs to happen um, not frequently because everything's going to be brand new for you guys if they start um, having if they start aging out. And it's not uncommon for municipalities to go through and replace meters. This is all something that would get factored into your rate structure. Um, you know, at a later date. And I guess we could always,
But where,
oh, we're in
if I,
sewer as well,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
because I
sorry. Yep,
interrupt, there's only gonna be one meter that we ever have to deal with.
that's true. Okay.
So it is at our expense.
Yeah, it's a big one.
All right. So should we just leave that in there?
The commission may test or repair. Yeah, that's another thing. The commission may test, repair, or replace meters at its discretion. There's only gonna be one. Replace, repairs. I'm not even sure
Well,
why that line has to be in there.
in the event that a property, which, so before when I wrote this, there could have been a condition where a property could have gotten sewer without a water meter. In those instances, there would have to be a choice of do you put a water meter on the well or do you put a sewer meter? We
I
now
get it.
know that that's not going to happen. So yes, we can.
Right.
Yeah,
Just get rid of that line.
yeah.
This one here.
I think the whole, yeah,
Right. So what
it,
what should this paragraph how should this paragraph read?
um, I don't know. It just seems funny. I'm just reading this.
And
Like
recall that
meters,
the regulation should be written generically, even though there will only be one user at the beginning. Someday there might be five users, so it should still apply to the situation that where there's multiple users, even if that's not how we're starting.
yeah. But
I'm
with sewer, I
wondering
mean, we're
if
still
this is
talking
re
this,
yeah, it
there's
is a
only
bit
one meter.
redundant. Yeah, because it does say right up the top that sewer charges shall be based on metered water usage. So it is a little bit
And
re
even if even if more developments occur and whatever size they are, it's still going to be based on their water usage.
Hmm.
I'm wondering if we could almost just
Kill the whole paragraph.
strike everything except for no, more. If we just say under 12, sewer charges shall be based on metered water use with adjustments for irrigation and other non-discharge uses approved by the commission. Meters shall be installed with the water rules and regulations. Because this does feel a bit redundant, doesn't it, to the
Yeah.
other? And then we get rid of,
Meters shall be furnished, sewer charges shall follow the same tiered rate structure as water use. Guess you
okay,
could leave
just
that
like,
in.
yeah,
Wait. Wait, actually, so the beginning of 12 here, private wells connected to plumbing that discharges to the public sewer shall be metered.
yep.
Should we just eliminate that because that's not allowed,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I can just eliminate that line. Oops, what happened here?
Do we say clearly that that's not allowed somewhere? I think we do, but I wonder if it would be worth just
Yeah.
saying, reminding them that it's not allowed here.
I mean, I guess technically it isn't that we aren't allowing it, it's that the WRC is requiring a separate interbasin transfer every time that happens. So it's functionally impossible because the red tape at the WRC level makes it basically impractical. But it's not like we as a district are outlawing it or banning it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But it is so effectively impossible that there's not much point in putting in something that says that that situation should be metered if we're pretty sure that situation is never going to arise.
Oh, you're right.
And
Yeah.
I'm also not sure that it's worth mentioning somewhere in the regulations that that situation is unlikely to arise because anybody who goes and tries to do it will discover that it's not possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So to continue with this, so where it says meters shall be furnished, installed, and maintained, I think from the maintained, we can say in accordance with the water rules and regulations for the district.
Right.
Meters shall be furnished, installed, and maintained by the owner.
And you could say
All that.
water meters too, if we wanted to be clear, because that's what it did say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
All that's covered under the water regs.
yeah, exactly. It's better to just let it live there. So then you can delete the rest of that paragraph.
I would say by the owner should go right after maintained, not where it is now. I would just take by the owner and move it maintained by the owner in accordance.
Okay.
Yeah, take it out there.
And then,
and kill the rest of that.
Hmm.
yeah, I think it can even say even the but remain property of the commission can be taken out because you're doing everything in accordance with the water regulations, which
Okay.
spell it out. Then you can keep the
Rate.
the tiered rates, and then you can get rid of all of 13, 14, and 15, I think.
13 that refers to sewer meters.
These are all talking about water meters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're not going to have individual sewer meters, right?
Right.
Right.
Just have the master
Just the
meter of the
master
line.
meter.
It'll just be one.
All
Yeah.
right. So before I do this,
Will that
deleting
work?
13, 14, 15, we're deleting the entire three sections.
I thought
Yep.
we were having a sewer meter um, after the developments. I think we were gonna measure it by the water coming in, but I think also we decided somewhere along the line that we had to have, or someone was going to require, maybe MWRA, a meter for the
Yeah,
sewer, although less accurate
there
than,
is a master meter at the Natick line. Yes.
okay, that's the one
Yeah.
I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
because there's a potential that your like day one water serving 5 accounts and sewer's just serving Toll and
Yeah,
Kennedy Wilson. So there is a need for that, but that's it.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but it's not like individual users will have a sewer meter. And my
Correct.
assumption is you put this into the draft in order to cover the situation where somebody was drawing water from a well, but then discharging to sewer. In that situation, we would have an individual sewer meter. But now that we know that situation isn't going to arise, we're just going to eliminate all of this, basically.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but looking ahead, since these have to cover eventualities, what if someone decided to build their own infrastructure all the way to Natick and put in a sewer system, say that serviced a group of homes, they get together, they do a betterment, they put in a separate sewer pipe, um, or fund the upgrading of the Toll Brothers Kennedy Wilson sewer pipe. I'm just kind of thinking ahead. Is there a situation in which other properties may, um, well, in that case, we'd still be charging their sewer rate according to how much water they use. I guess so.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do
Right.
we
Okay.
do we need any language in there now that you said that, Marion? Do we need any language in there that says all um all sewer exiting the district is required to pass through the district's master meter?
Well, that's a good
I don't
one.
know. I don't know.
If
To
there
Um,
will
make
be
sure,
a
like,
master meter at the town line, that's a good point.
the
Because then
mass
we'd have a way of detecting if someone is discharging well water into the sewer.
um
But it wouldn't
what
Natick require that anyways?
yes, and I think there's
probably,
no other connection point. I'm just trying to if I can
yeah,
pull up your
Right.
district map. Um I don't, for one, you're reviewing and approving all connections that go
right.
in ahead of time. So,
So if it
uh,
doesn't go through our meter, we don't approve it.
right, yeah.
And if they design a system that exceeds the capacity of our meter, because our meter will be sized accordingly to the system we're installing now, maybe it needs a bigger meter. That's all going to be part of the betterment that they put in and part of their.
We will size the meter so it can accommodate the 0.08 million gallons per day.
Okay. All
So,
right.
not anticipating that that will be needed to be upgraded
Okay.
um, as we move forward. But if there was ever a major expansion of the district, that might be a consideration or something that needs to
Yeah.
happen.
All right.
All right. So I'm about to delete 13, 14, and 15. Yes?
What I really want to see is if this renumbers properly
Yeah,
to delete this.
I hope
I
so.
know
We'll
it would.
see.
It would not for me. It
Here
wouldn't
we
for
go.
me.
Here we go. Yay, renumbered.
Wow.
Okay. So we're okay enough with that I'm going to accept that change. Is that good? We'll
Yeah.
still have the previous draft anyways if we
Yep.
have second thoughts. Okay, moving right along. All right, another highlight, notification by telephone and email.
I think we had talked about that as well, and maybe wanted to be less specific, maybe challenging for you to get the phone numbers of everyone in your district just because we're
Yeah.
all on cell phones nowadays. So, um,
That's the opposite though. That's them
oh,
contacting
and I'm
us.
sorry, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess uh just put notify the commission.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They can figure out how.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If they want to deliver a handwritten letter by Pony Express, they can do that if they want. Okay.
Another one.
Industrial discharges.
Yeah. So if you were to allow industrial discharges, these regulations would be longer.
Hmm.
Looking at the district, it didn't seem that there was the need or the potential. So, uh,
You're
I
asking to add that?
I don't know why that last one's highlighted. I'm
All
giving
right.
you just more the context of why this is prohibiting industrial discharges.
Okay. Okay.
We're getting close.
Okay. What's this highlight about the town clerk?
I think it's just procedurally, um, I don't know if you have to do that because you're
Wait.
a
Where-
quasi town.
What did the water regs say? Let's see.
I can look at that.
We had to keep them on file somewhere where the public could review them, but I didn't think it
When
specified.
that works as well, I just,
We said so for the water, it said filed with the commission clerk.
Since this is
We are our own public entity, so
town, it should be with the commission's clerk.
That's Josh's house.
Yeah. That's my shed, Andrea, not yours. Yeah.
Not part of
That's
this
funny.
adoption section. It does raise the question as to where will these be available on the Water Commission, Water District website, presumably. But yeah, our website is not very well known at the moment. In fact, I'm not sure it even exists. So
yeah, I feel like we could always amend this once we have a website, and we can say
yeah,
that, we'll be available on the commission website,
right.
and we could probably say which can be found on the town of Sherborne's website or something like that.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
we don't have a website. If we have a
You
website,
do. There's a web
we
page on
did.
the town's website. It's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
sparse, but it does exist.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
It essentially just lists you folks as the commissioners. But the
All right.
page exists and can be added to.
Okay, cool.
okay.
Who administrates that page, Jeremy, to add or
Through the
subtract?
town administrator's office, Jeannie Guthrie,
Yeah.
myself, but through our office. Yep.
All right. Same. I think you gave me their contacts about the meeting minutes, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, perfect.
Okay, that's the end of this. Do we think we're happy to vote on these to adopt them as the draft regulations?
I know I am.
As long as it's draft, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is all draft because eventually somebody's gonna have to go through and there were like a lot of little of edits that need to, like grammatical things that still need to be accepted and double checking the MGL references and, things like that. So it will still need to get a little bit cleaned up, but at least if this is in a state that can be shared with MIPA, then I think that we're reasonably happy with it. So we're good with that?
Yeah.
All right. I'll
I
move.
make a,
Oh no, you
oh,
go.
you
Go
got
ahead.
it.
No, you go ahead. You
You got it.
you
I
go ahead.
make a motion, we accept this as our draft sewer regulations.
I'll second it.
Roll call. Um, Andrea, I. Josh,
Aye.
Marion,
Aye.
Steve,
All right.
and Matt.
I
Okay. Excelente.
Um, it's 8:38.
Yeah.
Has I want to make sure we have um, a item of public discussion um, or public comment, or so I want to make sure we get to that. Um, does anyone feel strongly that we tackle anything first, or should we just go right to that? I don't know if anyone has reviewed substantially um, the other documents that we're going to need to talk about, like the drought management, water conservation. So maybe we make sure to review them for next time.
Yeah. Which ones, Liz, didn't you say there were some that we were gonna kind of blow through quick that were boilerplate?
Drought management is going to probably be the easiest one of them all.
All
I
right.
think it's only a couple pages, and it's really just one pointing the district to monitoring drought with the host watersheds, so where the Quabbin and Wachusett reservoirs are, and then it lists like the tiers, and you guys have probably all seen like the signs, don't water your lawns. It kind of goes through what's required for, um, yeah, stopping
Okay.
lawn watering and reducing non-essential water uses. So that's your easy one.
Okay.
Would Framingham and or MWRA notify us that that is that we're in a drought, or that and then we would forward that?
Um, the I'm not sure if the MWRA would notify you. It's usually a very publicly known thing.
Okay.
The EEA will issue advisory alerts, and they have maps that they'll show the levels of the drought and where they're considering the levels.
So our contractor that we hire probably will be in touch with all that, and on top of it, they'll probably be the ones that notify us.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a good call. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. It would be good if we could get through all those other documents that we need to send to MIPA, get through a draft, maybe next meeting. So I wonder if we should divide and conquer. That is, we have drought management. What are the others, Liz? I don't have the list in front of me. Sorry.
So it's emergency management and operation and maintenance. Those are still both with me. Um, and let me get I don't have the list either. Those are the two that I have like going right now.
I'm just looking
Me
to
get it.
see if we can maybe work as individuals or in pairs to get through those by the next meeting so we can wrap it up.
Well, do you think that we could get through drought management right now, it being relatively short? I guess it's up to you guys, your comfort level with effectively reading this on screen now for kind of the first time and just seeing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
and if we start going through it and it's clear that there's questions or comments or changes that need to be made, then we can table it. But if we're all kind of skimming through and just being like, this all looks fine, this all looks fine, we might be able to just bang this one out right now in the next
Yeah,
five,
yeah.
5 minutes anyways.
Sure.
I'm up for that.
Okay.
Okay.
The other ones coming your way. Well, we gave you the FEIR response to comments as well. Not, maybe it'd be helpful if I highlighted. Not all of it is yours. There's a lot in there that's not.
Liz, is
Uh,
your FEIR comments uh, available on the SharePoint, or where can we get access to that?
I can't put things on the SharePoint. I
Oh,
think I
okay.
sent it last meeting.
Uh, I don't think we've gotten that yet. You're maybe
Okay.
have other people gotten it and I somehow missed it?
Yeah, I saw it somewhere.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the title, but not the actual document.
Yeah, I saw the document for sure.
Let's see if I got it.
She put it on the screen. So is that where you saw it? Because in our last meeting, was actually kind of scrolled through it on the screen.
Um,
I don't remember seeing it, but that
I haven't seen it in a
okay.
format I can
Here,
download.
I will reply to all of you and make
oh, I
sure
do
you
see
have it.
it.
Yeah,
Now that I search.
Oh,
March 16.
Hmm.
That
oh,
right after our meeting you sent it.
it said,
Yeah.
what is it? FEIR issues? Is that what it's called?
MIPA
Yeah, it says
response
MIPA
to
response to
Oh,
comments. Yeah.
MIPA. Okay.
I'll
Yes.
I can
Hmm.
So it's from Elizabeth Clark on March 16, right after our meeting at 9.
I'll upload it right now.
Uploading it where, Stephen?
In the SharePoint.
Oh, okay.
And then there March 12.
All right, it's in the SharePoint now, Marion. It's
Okay,
called
thanks.
MIPA response to comments, all coordination.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, sorry, back to the drought management plan.
Is that the first page?
This is the first page. Yeah, the first page is
Oh, okay.
title and then contents.
Got it.
So this is the first real page. So I think
Have
once
you got,
everybody,
sorry about that, Matt. Do you have this or are you on your phone?
I'm on my phone, but go ahead. I got it printed out.
Okay.
okay.
I'll be listening because I'm driving to go get my son from basketball.
Okay. Are we okay with this first page? It's mostly definitions and stuff. All right, we have a map of the district itself.
Yeah.
Definition of where the water's coming from. MWRA, IMA with Framingham. Okay,
Yeah.
drought management.
I don't know how much we're going to change of that.
That's what I figured. I skimmed through it and I was like, there's not much here that's like very unique or policy or anything like that we have to decide. It's just a lot of definitions of where it is, where the water's coming from, where it's going to, and what we call a drought. All right. Are we okay with this page?
I'm good. That's good.
Under level 3 or 4, enforcement actions as authorized by district bylaws and regulations. Do we have that in our bylaws and regulations? I don't think we do.
I don't think so.
So we need to add enforcement actions.
Um,
Hmm. Oh, maybe in the bylaws. So let me double check.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
think there is, I'm trying to open it right now and it's just not. Um, I think there are provisions allowing the district to carry out enforcement.
I thought there was, maybe not in the regulations.
Discussing the amount, $100 a day or whatever that was going to be.
Oh, yeah, yeah, we talked about that.
right.
Yeah, I mean, the bylaws do have a section on enforcement authority. The commission shall investigate violations on its own initiative upon receiving a written complaint and may authorize legal action, et cetera, et cetera. But it doesn't, there's nothing that talks about specifically what we would do in a drought.
Yeah.
Well, there's
The violations
yeah.
references the regulations. It'll say violations in this section may result in stop work orders, disconnection of service fines, or legal actions as detailed in the district water regulations. So then we'd have to go into the regulations section to see.
Could you just add, I mean, at some point, could we go back into the bylaws and just when it says, according to the regulations and drought management plan, could you just add that one?
Yeah, except I think that it becomes a self-referential loop because the drought management
No.
plan tells us to go to the regulations and bylaws to see what the enforcements are.
So if you
Yeah,
go to the
right.
regulations, there's a section under Section 8, Article 2 on violations. There's a violate like a definition of a violation, and it does say it fails to comply with an order or ruling of the district. So I would say that if you
Okay.
are ordering, these drought management controls and people are not complying, then you have your enforcement action section there to back you up. So this gives you the ability to first you got to issue a notice, right? That's how enforcement always goes. Send a letter, say, hey, comply. If that doesn't happen, then um, there are options to order payment of penalties and costs, revoke, suspend, or deny or refuse renewal of approval, terminate water service. That would be an extreme one. And or initiate civil, criminal, or action to recover penalties. So you have authority to have enforcement, and that's what this is saying, because this is your drought management plan. It's not trying to create another enforcement
Okay.
authority. So you have because you already have it.
Okay. And it actually just says that under 6. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, are those defined in the district's water rules and regs and the bylaws?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there is a penalty section as well.
Okay. Are you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at this, knocking stuff out.
You were right, Liz. This was easy.
Yeah. Perfect. I was just gonna ask if we should update the date.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I make a motion we adopt this drought management plan draft as our drought management plan draft.
I second.
Roll call, Josh,
Aye.
Andrea, I, Marion,
Aye.
Steve,
All right.
and Matt.
I
All right.
Done. Thanks to Steven's push to get that done, we're done with that one.
We
See,
still have 5
Will,
months.
Jeff, Liz, see, I'm keeping it moving.
Thank you.
Okay. Did we didn't did we make any changes? We didn't make any changes, did we? I'm just looking at, do I need to number it, date it, and put the old one away in its own folder, or can I just replace?
I don't think we changed
I don't
it.
think we changed anything, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna replace it.
Just replace with a new date.
I don't think even a date. I think I'm just gonna replace it. Okay.
Flick is leaving us, but we do have some. Um, so I think it's now time to open it up to any questions from the public. Does anyone have anything? I think Jean's the only public. I think we put her to sleep.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So then what? Just minutes?
Um, Minutes.
Or
Yes.
maybe should we set a next meeting date just
Yeah.
while Liz and Will and Jeff are
Yeah.
here, and then they can
Yeah.
leave and not listen to us talk about minutes?
Yeah.
I should be available next Wednesday.
8th?
Yeah.
I'm available then.
I am.
It's okay with me.
Matt,
Yep.
All right.
7 p.m. Zoom.
Sounds good.
Right,
And then,
so can we review what we're going to go over at the next meeting so we all kind of make sure we review the documents that we need to review?
yes,
The emergency plan
Okay, gonna review the emergency plan.
So
and
you have water conservation. I think O&M is the next one I could kick out to you, for sewer and water.
are they they're obviously two separate plans.
Yeah, yeah. I think water conservation was a little over 20, let's see, I think it's like 24 pages. Um,
Okay.
but it is a regulatory document, meaning that the Water Resource Commission has guidance, um, that they put out for water conservation, and they have what's required, and then they have what's nice to have. So we are required to respond to all of those things on how the district is either how the district's meeting the required items and if the district's meeting the nice to haves. In some cases, because you're a new district, we're not doing the nice to haves because you have brand new infrastructure and it's not necessarily warranted. So um, it is a little bit longer. I'm not going to tell you how long the O&M is yet. Um, it does cover both sewer and water, but again, is based upon industry and regulatory standards on how to operate. So hopefully it's a bit quicker.
are those
Uh,
fairly standard, Liz? Can you?
yes, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. The only like there might be holes on the specifics of your meters because we don't have that yet. We haven't designed them. Um, but they are pretty standard on like hydrant flushing provisions. Um, again, like leak detection's pretty minimal with new water. So well, we can get that. And if we have more time, if you want to run through the FEIR, that um, that might be helpful.
for
I
next time.
yeah, it might be helpful if I highlight or I'm trying to think of like there's a lot in there, and again, a lot of it isn't. You only need to focus on water and sewer in alternatives analysis if you care to.
Right, but there may be other things in the FEIR that we can, contribute something to. Anyway, yeah.
So
So,
do we have copies of the emergency management O and
Not
M
yet.
and okay,
The emergency management and O&M and we're
conservation.
calling it an outline of a business plan just because there's going to be missing pieces. We still don't have those to you. You have water conservation, you have the FEIR.
Okay.
Yeah,
there,
So we should be reviewing the water conservation and
yep.
discussing that next meeting.
Yep.
Yeah, I just uploaded that one to the share drive.
Okay.
hmm.
the O&Ms for water and sewer, do we have those?
You don't have the O&M yet, but I'm going to try and get that out to
Okay,
you um,
okay.
ahead of the meeting.
So we'll have quite a bit to
Yeah,
review. But okay. Should we prioritize? Should we start with a water conservation
definitely.
and then the O&Ms and then the FEIR draft or responses?
Okay. Yep.
Does that make sense to everyone?
Yep.
Yep. Hey, Stephen, can you email me that conservation? Because I'm having trouble opening the shared drive without the proper password.
Yeah.
So that would help, and then I won't have to try and get into it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
For the emergency management plan, is there sort of a standard that we can use, or um, are there model plans from other communities that would work?
Um, Well, yeah, we do have model plans at Tie and Bond that we will base it upon. So it's just the one that's just in the queue to get developed. So we'll get working on that to get that out as well. But I think we have enough for the next meeting. Seems
Okay.
like, yeah.
Um, Jean, did you have any comments? I think you've disappeared. Was there any question you had for us? Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
You need to unmute, Jean.
You're on mute.
Um,
There.
There you
Okay.
go.
um, I do not have access to the things you were talking about tonight, the regs, either set of the regs, so I don't have anything to comment. I did provide a compare version of the comments I made in the bylaws, which, were really not discussed. So I sent that, I think I sent it to Andrea and I don't know, whoever you copied me on, Marianne, this afternoon around 4 o'clock, you sent me an email 4:30. So I sent you back an email and kind of created a document that was just my comments against what you sent as the latest draft of the bylaws. And it sounds like you had approved a preliminary one without considering my input. So whatever, I send it as a citizen, and I think as I said in my email, I think no one wants to talk about what happens if everyone's water and sewer goes bad and the floods and there's no Meadowbrook Road habitability for 1, 2, 3 houses or whatever. But there was also some other generic comments in there that are more structural. For example, it's harder to make a rate change under your bylaws than it is to pass the whole bylaws, which to me just didn't seem to make sense. It's harder to amend the bylaws than it is to pass them initially. So I don't know, there were just inconsistencies in there just from a straight structural thing. So I offered up as comment, and I think discussing an emergency uh, access is worth discussing now. It's a hard question. Nobody wants to deal with it. I get it. But I just think it's smarter to deal with it now. So anyway, and I'm sorry, I didn't distribute to everybody because I don't have everyone's emails. And so I trust that Andrea or Marion will distribute it more broadly.
Mhm. Jean, did you get my email in which I told you we did discuss all your initial comments?
I looked at the thing and it said, to me, what you said was, I don't want to get into it. I read at minute 32 and it was like you had read the emergency thing and you didn't want to get into it. And I didn't hear any discussion of it, any substantive discussion of any of my comments.
We,
You weren't going to discuss it.
we did discuss it.
Each of my
We
comments,
went through your document and discussed each comment. Is
March
that
11th, on the March 11th meeting.
I
I'm
believe
pretty
so.
sure.
We
Well,
did go one by, we might have gone chronologically through the document. So as your comments came up, my recollection is we did talk about each one.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were discussed.
We did listen to the March 11th meeting afterwards. And the March 16th meeting is not up on YouTube yet. So I'm not sure, maybe it was on the March 16th. The March 11 one, Marion's comment was, I don't want to get into it.
You know what? It could
That
be
might be the one.
it was the March 16th, I
Okay,
believe.
so
Yeah.
that YouTube isn't up.
Okay.
We checked multiple times, so it's not up. So, Marion, what you sent me this afternoon was a link to the March 11th
Oh,
meeting.
I apologize for that then.
Which
Yeah.
is what you said, you said, I don't want to get into it. So we took that to be the latest stand of the.
Oh, gosh, yes, I
But
do
I noticed
apologize.
that anyway, 0 comments were incorporated, so whatever. even the ones that I thought were just generic, helpful structural comments. So,
On the 11th, that was the date that I believe you had sent them, and we hadn't had a chance.
no, I
Consider
appreciate it
them.
because Kathy Horrigan had sent me the draft a couple days earlier. And I tried to find a public record of the document that I could get the most current, but I couldn't find it. And so I just gave what Kathy's an adjunct member of the committee, so I just assumed that she had the shared drive and would have sent me the latest draft. And that was not true. So for whatever reason, she sent me the draft that was not up to the minute. But there weren't that many changes, to be honest, and between the two drafts. So I think my comments are not difficult to find. And I sent you a document where they are called out against what is now, I believe, the latest draft 331. But they're the same that was presented earlier, but they're presented in I added onto the document before, and this is, tried to isolate my comments on this one rather than add on.
Yeah, I realized what happened now. I did see the March 11th meeting on YouTube. I went through the meeting, found at minute 32, we talked about the fact that you had sent these comments in, and I thought, oh, that's where we discussed it. But I apologize, it wasn't until the next meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we had time to review it at that meeting.
No.
Okay, so nonetheless, whatever you reviewed on the 16th, whenever that's up, maybe shoot me an email, say it's up, and I'll look at it. But anyway, the net result on March 31, I noted like 0 comments were addressed or incorporated. So I don't know if it makes any difference to you.
Well, it does. I would like you to hear our discussion.
Okay, well, shoot me an email when it's posted. Also, it's also a nice way to keep up is by minutes from these committees. And they're not minutes like for, I don't know, a really, really long time. So I don't know. I feel like every meeting you approve them. So that might be another thing
We're
you
working.
help
Yeah.
people out with it's very hard for some people to spend 2.5 hours reviewing, either attending the meeting or reviewing the meeting. And minutes are something that are so handy and helpful. So.
All right, the minutes have been generated, and that's one of my projects is to work to get all the minutes since we started put up on the website. So I'll be doing that as time permits. But we have them.
Okay, that would be really, I think that would just be really helpful to people who are interested in the subject, because I know it's like a bar to people to attend or to review the video.
Right. If I can, as soon as that video is up and as soon as I see it, I'll look for the minute in which we began that discussion, because the minutes probably won't really capture, the discussion. It would be good for you to really hear the discussion.
Okay. Great.
Great.
Okay.
All right. So then all we have left is to actually approve some minutes. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So I think
I'm gonna jump.
thank you, Jean.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Will and Jeff and Liz, I think
Thanks.
probably your part is done here as well. You're welcome to stay if you really want to hear us talk about minutes, but
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
And Will and Jeff,
Oh,
thanks
Jeff
for
was here too.
coming.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very
Jeff.
much, guys.
yeah.
Good to see Jeff here.
Bye.
So when Jeremy leaves, are we going to be?
No, I'm co-host.
Oh, good. Yay.
So yeah.
I don't like
So yeah,
that.
Jeremy, you're welcome to leave as well. I think so.
I made some, apparently I tend to discuss things out of order somewhat. So I made some comments on the minutes, and they were incorporated in the most recent version, but there's one important one, the most important one that I didn't catch until recently that we need to talk about, and that is on our in the section of our draft general bylaws. At the end, we need to mention that Marion made a motion to allow Liz to forward the recent draft of the bylaws to the Water Resource Commission and MIPA, if that's appropriate. Steve seconded that motion. Roll call vote. Everyone voted aye.
Did you add that yet, or is this a
I
suggestion?
know.
Okay.
I will send you that wording.
Yeah, yeah.
I did not. And you can change the wording, but I'll send that to you, and we'll
Yeah,
add it
yeah.
to the end of the draft general bylaws, and that's a change since this afternoon's version. So,
Okay.
um, that's brand new, but that's the only change that I
I got
have.
I got a text from Matt, said he just lost connections. He's in Dover. He just lost connection to his.
I just got back.
Oh, there
Oh,
you are.
yay.
All right.
There's not a lot of signal out here.
No, no.
Um, well, I would say I think if we make a motion to accept, we can either make an motion to accept these minutes with the addition that you just discussed, which is fine with me, or we could table them and change it and then, you know, approve them next time, but whatever
I
anybody's.
trust
Yeah,
you
I'm
guys.
okay to make a motion to approve the minutes as amended, based on Andrea's suggestions.
Okay.
I second that.
You want to just amend the document, Andrew, and I'll approve it, or do you want to just send me over the language and I'll pop it in?
I typed it in to the one. I'll send it's the whole thing again, but it
Okay.
has that added. Anyway, it'll be easy.
Okay.
For me. It is
Perfect.
the whole document actually, but
Okay.
without the changes accepted. But whatever, you'll see it.
Okay.
All right. So roll call vote to accept. So Josh, sorry, this is a roll call vote
Oh
to
yeah. Did we make a motion?
as amended.
Yeah.
Stephen made the motion.
Okay, cool.
Marion
I second it.
All right.
And roll call vote, Josh,
Aye.
Andrea, I, Marion,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
and Matt.
I
All right.
Great. I'll
I'll make the adjustments and put it in as final.
send it right over.
All right.
And I think that's all we can do today, yes?
Yeah.
Yep. And our next meeting is in 1 week, April 8th.
Yep.
7 p.m. Zoom again work for everyone?
Yep.
Okay.
I sent around the application form to the MIIA insurance. We do have a lot on our plate. Sounds like the water conservation is a long one. Do you think we should wait a little while before we start talking to him about insurance?
I feel like we need it yesterday, but yeah, we probably should.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
I didn't even know how we could get it. I don't know how we could even fund it at this point.
right.
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
that's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that it makes sense to table it till we have a minute.
Okay. Maybe I'll just call him and touch base with him and tell him that this is where we're heading and that at some point we're going to want to get together with him and just make sure he's okay with that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll call Todd.
Cool. Anyone have a motion to adjourn? Is that it? Are we done?
Anybody? Yeah, I think we're done.
What's the time?
I
17.
9:17. Yep. Okay.
9:17. I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Roll call vote. Josh,
Aye.
Andrea, I, Marion,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Matt.
I
All right.
Cool. See you all next week.